I'm Brenda Piekarski, host of KSMQ's Let's Go Minnesota. Today, we're going to be going up, up, and away in a hot air balloon. Joining me will be Ayub Hajiomar, an up-and-coming artist from Rochester, Minnesota, and our pilot, Ed Chapman. But you know what? We got to go. They're inflating the balloons. Let's go, Minnesota.
Funding for this program is provided in part by the Minnesota Arts and Cultural Heritage Fund and the citizens of Minnesota.
Ease it right on down. I'm watching my toes. Good.
This is just for inflation. It takes about 8 gallons just to stand the balloon up.
Oh.
So rather than use our usable fuel, we'll use this tank. That way we'll actually take off with 40 gallons of fuel rather than 32.
Well, that's quite a difference.
So yeah, almost 25%. Looks like a tangled mess at first, doesn't it?
Yeah, but it always comes out.
This is a helium balloon.
Okay.
Toy balloon like you'd have at a party.
Okay.
We can get briefings from the weather people and as accurate as they want to be and as accurate as the computers usually are.
Right.
There's nothing that beats seeing what's going on right now because everything else is a forecast, best guess, all that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But when you release the helium balloon and it goes up at about 200 feet per minute,
Wow.
it allows you to see what's going on upstairs.
Okay.
So what really counts is what's the wind doing at about 200 feet?
Okay.
And the way we know that is using the piebald because on the surface we say, oh, this seems real nice.
Yeah.
But if you release this and it goes up and takes off like a shot heading
Yeah.
for Milwaukee or Chicago, you say, whoa, much stronger winds up there than what we want to work with.
So if that's the case, do you not fly?
You don't fly.
You don't fly. Okay.
So since we released one a while ago, we know it's going to go up and it should go more towards the east. And
Here we
here it
go.
goes.
That looks pretty good.
Yes, it starts off towards the northeast.
You just
Very
watch
good
it until
angle.
it's out of sight.
Light wind. You'd be able to watch that up to about 5,000 feet. But I'm seeing some small movements in a more easterly direction.
Lost it in my
And
camera.
that's good.
What do you think?
Amazing, really cool.
tiny basket. How do we get on?
There's steps on either side.
Okay. Welcome aboard.
Thank you. Oh man, I just can't wait to fly. Get up there, see how the world looks from up there.
We're gonna be like little birdies.
I'm going to go to school on these guys to see which direction they go and at what altitudes.
Put this in the trailer.
The soccer,
Okay.
whatever you're
All right, thanks for pointing that out. We're only 188. We could have had 2 more people in here.
Wow. Look at that. That's our shadow. Is that the coolest thing? I love that.
You can't ask for a better evening than this.
No, it's gorgeous.
As good as it gets.
Just gorgeous.
The flying around here is just as good as anywhere I've ever flown.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
First started flying, he's had a full head of hair. You know?
Yeah.
Just
Should have
kidding.
tied the curls down.
It all happens to all.
Oh no!
World's biggest hair dryer.
So how do you know when it's full?
It'll feel lighter.
Okay.
Prepare for the release, please. Release. There we go. Sorry. There we go.
Bye! Well, so far so good. All right. Hey, we're up in the air. Oh my God, this is beautiful. It's so quiet when you're up here. Oh, yeah. You did that on purpose. So how much can we move around while we're in this thing?
As much as you care to. These are tough to capture sometimes, these shadow shots.
Yeah.
So how high up do we go?
Treetop to perhaps 1,500 feet.
So tell me a little bit about the air in there. So it's hot air in there that you use, right?
It is. It is, because hot air rises.
Okay. That makes sense.
So how many years have you been doing this?
This is my 3rd flight now so far. Started 2 weeks ago. Just kidding. About 12 years or so.
Look at that air balloon. How it has that face on it.
That's the Vulcan, you know, from the St. Paul Winter Carnival.
Oh, yeah.
The Vulcans.
Yeah.
He flies that balloon specifically for the Vulcans.
Okay. There he is. So what happens if we bump into these guys right here?
Like 2 big marshmallows.
Oh, really? That is definitely hot on the forehead.
Yeah. I was thinking.
So what do you think, Ayub?
Oh, beautiful. Amazing.
Yeah?
Amazing.
Oh my God, look at, they go by that farm. How many balloons did you have go out today?
We have 8 today.
Okay. So can you fly in the rain if it's raining?
Yeah, but it's frowned on because you don't want to get the fabric wet, and then you
Yeah.
pack it up. You don't want to get any mold and mildew and all that sort of thing.
So serene, quiet,
Yeah.
chill.
It is, So Ed, I'm curious about, you said you set a couple of world records?
I've set 20 world records over the years in different sizes of balloons for distance, long distance, Made a flight from Minneapolis to Traverse City. Long duration, 19 hours, 12 minutes.
That's amazing.
And also for high altitude, I've had 5 flights above 30,000 feet. The highest was 38,901 feet.
Wow. So when did you start flying balloons?
Oh, 1976. Let me just reach
Okay.
up here.
That's pretty amazing. So when you do it was a 19-day trip or 19-hour trip?
19 hours.
How many times do you have to land in that to refill your propane?
You're not allowed to land.
Wow, you have enough
So,
propane for 19 hours?
Well, on this flight, you can see we have 40 gallons of fuel.
Yeah.
On those flights, the distance and duration flights, I had 250 gallons of fuel.
Wow.
So I flew all through the night and all during the next day and landed approaching
Oh my gosh,
sunset.
flying at night must have been magical.
It was very interesting, yeah, a lot of fun.
Oh, were you by yourself?
I was.
Okay.
We also carry a black box similar to an airliner's, where you record your altitude and your speed. All those things are recorded, and then it's read out after you landed by a directing official of the National Aeronautic Association.
Okay.
They're the ones that certify records. Otherwise, anybody could say, "Oh yeah, well I did that 2 weeks ago."
Yeah.
No, it's got to be official. A lot of paperwork involved.
Do you normally fly this low?
We're able to, as long as we're out in the country. Couldn't do this over the city. Now let's count up to make sure we're taking into account everybody. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and Nifty Gadget is just getting off. He's number 8. So we've accounted for all 8. We know that there's nobody directly above. Close and personal view of the soybean field.
It's so beautiful. Is this your balloon?
It is.
Okay. How many balloons do you have?
I have 3.
Okay.
This one is the workhorse. This one is the one I fly most of the time.
Okay.
People name their balloons like you'd name a boat.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
you see the name on the back of a boat.
Do you have a name?
This one is Fire and Frost.
I like
The frost is the silver fabric. The fire is either the red centers in each of those geometric formations, or the burners themselves, your choice.
So why do you fly this one as the workhorse as opposed to the other ones?
Good lifting capability. I've got one that's got a lot of artwork on it. I want it to last for years, so I only fly that a couple times a year.
Yeah.
And one that I use for training or for tethering.
Okay.
So that gets a little bit more wear and tear.
So are you an instructor?
Yes.
Okay.
Every commercial hot air balloon pilot is automatically an instructor for hot air balloons.
Okay. I would imagine there's not that many hot air balloon pilots.
I think Minnesota probably has about 40 or so. Not all of them are active.
Okay. How often do you come out?
You know, it just depends on the weather.
Okay.
Normally by this time of the year I would have had about 30 flights. Good afternoon. Hello.
It's so beautiful up here.
It's so beautiful. Look at that.
Wow, it's so cool how there's a shadow on like half of our view,
Right.
and then the sun is shining on the other half.
I like how they just kind of like bounce up and down slowly.
If we could see at 6 o'clock
Like a billowing sheet.
That'd be fantastic.
What a beautiful day it turned out to be.
Amazing.
It was,
No problem. 6:50.
very fallish, Octoberish looking earlier today.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure how it was going to turn out. So what do you think, Ayub?
Really cool. I like the greens and the reds and the trees that you can see on the top over there.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's not like you can see the fall colors starting to peek out, but they're not quite peak yet.
Yeah.
But
Yep,
yeah,
just
it's like
kinda that.
cinnamon,
Nice.
little cinnamon drops. So what kind of art do you do anyway?
I'm an Islamic contemporary artist, and so
Okay.
I'm a painter.
Oh.
That's my main medium.
Okay.
And I make pretty big canvases. I try to. Go ahead. All right, no. I try to break the negative stigma that kind of comes about when you hear talk about Muslims or Islam. I do this through paintings. There's kind of like three components to a lot of my artwork. There's the background usually, or the painting itself, which tries to capture the viewer's attention.
Yeah.
And I do this through patterns or symbols. And then also I have Arabic scripture, which usually comes from the Quran. I write the Quran on my canvases in also eye-catching colors such as gold, or just something that would attract the viewer.
That's great.
And then, so the symbols usually people can relate to.
Okay.
But then the verses, people have a hard time understanding because it's in Arabic.
So can you say something in Arabic?
Marhaban.
What's that?
That means like welcome or hello.
Okay, say it again.
Marhaban.
Marhaban.
Yeah, or marhaba. So I try not to be political.
Yeah.
But I do try my best to address contemporary issues, things that are happening right now that are affecting large groups of people. I just kind of try to be a voice for people that are not being heard. I try to kind of be a spokesperson for, people that are going through a lot in the world.
That's wonderful.
Thank you. Yeah. So, and also for Muslims and Islam, because we already have like a bad picture painted of us. So.
Yeah, so you can paint a different picture.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Nice. You must hear that sound in your sleep.
Huh?
You must hear that sound in your sleep.
I'm sorry?
Yeah, exactly.
Kidding. No, you get used to it.
So you're feeling inspired at all today? Can you see a painting coming out of this?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I think, I feel inspired a lot of the time, but this is just like a whole different type of feeling. I don't know, it's just so relaxing, calming, I would say. It would inspire me. A lot of my paintings have a lot of things going on, a lot of distractions and stuff. This would, inspire me to do something more relaxed.
More relaxed.
Yeah.
My name is Ayub Hajiomar. I am a contemporary Islamic fine artist. I am also a student here at Winona State University, as well as Rochester Community and Technical College. So fine art to me is really focusing on the little details and delicacy of my works of art. I think one of the main things is a lot of times there are pictures that I tried to paint that from within my mind I tried to kind of reflect onto the canvas. And then also I use the Quran as a medium as well. And so when defining the Quran through my artworks, I also have to think about that as well. And so doing that research, kind of getting the specifics, sometimes even using really small brushes to kind of reflect that really fine details in my artwork, I think it's really important, and that's what defines me as a fine artist. I think about ideas all throughout my painting, and so as I start my painting, I might be halfway through it and I might come up with a completely different idea and add different components to the painting. It's kind of a story that unfolds slowly but surely as I'm painting. And so it's never really finished. Even when I'm finished, I kind of think about different things and different topics and how different ways that it can be looked at. So in each one of my paintings, I use a verse of the Quran. The Quran really tickles my fancy because it has such vivid imagery and interesting stories that everyone can relate to. I try to visually define the Quran via my artwork. And so, for example, if I were to use a verse, the picture would almost be a definition visually of the verse itself. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم الله الذي جعل لكم الأرض قرارا والسماء. It is Allah who made for you the earth a place of settlement, and the sky a ceiling, and formed you and perfected your forms, and provided you with good things. That is Allah, your Lord, then blessed is Allah, Lord of the worlds. I really hope that my artwork inspires people to go and study other people's cultures, other people's religions, other people's thought processes and stuff like that, because I think that would be really important. And I also think that that would contribute to a more inclusive society and a more inclusive world. And so I also try to be a voice for those unheard I feel like art really to me is a calling. And so I love art because I can be me.
It's the one place in the country you just see just tidiness and in so many places here. Here in like northern Iowa, particularly, you see it. Like, a lot of stuff's put away like that.
That's what the top of a silo looks like.
Oh, look at their landing over there.
Yep. I'm looking at some grassy areas ahead here that might be suitable candidates. And we'll watch as we get closer to see if we find a good one. If we do, I'll give you plenty of advance notice, 3 minutes to go, 1 minute to go, 30 seconds to go. At 30 seconds, I'd like you to hold on to one of the uprights or the edge of the basket.
Okay.
At 10 seconds, I want you to flex your knees a little bit as if you're jumping off the bottom step of a stairway. And the most important part is, after we've touched down, don't get out of the basket till I say it's okay to get out, otherwise we'll go popping back up in the air again.
Yeah, we don't want to do that.
When you're not in your own home territory, it's better to just find a good spot. No crops, no livestock, no barbed wire fences, no power lines.
Yeah.
I've never had a problem with landowner relations, but I take great pains to make sure that we're not going to disturb livestock, that we're not going to be a problem for crops. I'm going to get right down to 10 feet off the ground and see whether or not the winds are a little bit different there. I'd like to shift a little bit to the left.
Wonder how the roads would be to get up to that one.
That one, they might have to come in from
up to here and then hang up that way and come back.
I'm surprised we haven't seen any deer.
Yeah, where are the
All this
deer?
corn, and it's kind of dusky getting, you know.
Oh yeah, there should be some others.
They get kind of scared of the burners.
Oh, there's some deer.
Where?
Straight ahead. Right
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
Cute. Like the Wizard of Oz.
We'll touch down right up in there where they're running.
Okay, I've got no power lines in sight. We're going to take this cut alfalfa here. There's good access for it.
So you're planning on landing on this field right here?
Yes, about another 250 feet.
Okay.
Here's one access point here, this field road that you can see.
Yep.
In fact, we can't do much better than that. So 30 seconds now to touchdown.
Okay, so we want us to hold on?
Yes, please. Ten seconds. Pilot lights are out. We'll touch once, we'll skip forward. We're okay. We're going to skip forward 2 or 3 times to dissipate that energy.
Nice.
I'm going to go one more time here. We're just dissipating that energy slowly.
So we're not all going to tip over face first?
No. Now I'm going to let it drag. Still hang on.
Nice.
One more.
One more. Thankfully, this giant padded propane tank is here to cushion them.
And that's why we pad them.
Yeah, I can see why.
Mark is probably going to do the same thing over here.
Nice landing,
Oh,
Captain.
Thanks. Here we are.
Good
Let me
work.
call my retrieve crew. Chase, one, fire and frost.
So what'd you think?
Amazing.
Yeah? Would you do it again?
Of course.
Yeah.
Driveway is south.
I would do it again.
Let's go ahead and squeeze the air out of it.
Well, the sun is setting on our hot air balloon adventure, and I want to thank our Captain Ed for safely bringing us to the ground on this beautiful fall day. That's it for today's episode. Let's go, Minnesota. Yeah.
So, tell me, how was it?
Amazing.
It was beautiful.
Relaxing.
It was very relaxing. Yeah. I have to admit, I was a little nervous to go, and once we were up, it was very chill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I like those trees. I don't know exactly where they are now, but there was a group of trees where there was like 3 different colors. I think it was like red, green, and like orange, orangish yellow. I think that was really cool. And then how the sun was shining on it. Looked pretty cool.
The sun was great.
Yeah.
I think for me, it was 2 things. One was kind of what you would expect, just to see the balloon kind of, you know, in the air against the sun dropping in the sunset. But also, I think the most impressionable thing was actually the propane.
Yeah.
Like, because it was just so loud and warm, and you flick it on and just. And we had to do that like every 30 seconds. So I don't know if we got like barely a full sentence across that whole time. And we were all very toasty.
Yeah. Especially our heads.
Yeah, right here, right on the forehead. Honestly, it went so fast. It was just, it was like we went up and we came down.
Came back down, yep.
Yeah.
Funding for this program is provided in part by the Minnesota Arts and Cultural Heritage Fund and the citizens of Minnesota.